Hello guys. So today I've got the video for HTCW exit exam and this is for advanced firefighting. People who have completed their e-learning and also attended the practicals are now eligible to give exit exam, and the minimum passing marks in this exit exam is 50%. So out of the 30 questions, you need to answer 15 questions correctly to pass, and then you'll be getting a certificate valid for 5 years. If you have any other doubts, please you can comment in the comment box and I'll be more than happy to help you with that. Okay, now we'll start with the questions which generally come up in this exit exam. First one, records of tests and inspection of a cargo vessel's firefighting systems shall be kept on board. The answer is until the vessel's certificate of inspection expires. Second question, you have been carrying a liquid with flammable limits of 1% to 7% mixture with air. If your instructions say that no one shall enter the tank if the vapor concentration is over 15% of the lower explosive limit, what is the maximum allowable percentage of vapors for men to enter? Now see here what they are saying is it is 15% of the lower limit. So the lower limit is 1%. So 15% of 1% is 0.15%. So the answer is A, 0.15%. Question number 3. The purpose of inert gas systems aboard tank vessels is to, what exactly an inert gas system does? It prevents outside air from entering the tank. The fourth question is, the atmosphere in a tank is too rich when it is incapable of supporting combustion because the hydrocarbon vapor content makes the atmosphere above the upper flammable limit. That's when it is called too rich. Fifth question is, an inert gas system installed on a tanker is designed to, well, it is designed to, because the outside air should not enter. So basically what it means is it should lower the oxygen level inside the cargo tanks, making explosion nearly impossible. The sixth question is, the galley on your cargo vessel has an area of 2,500 square feet. What would fulfill the minimum requirement of fire protection? Well, it is a B2 fire extinguisher, type B2. Question number 7 is, the atmosphere in a tank is too lean. It's not too rich this time, it's too lean. If it is, incapable of supporting combustion because the hydrocarbon content is below the LFL, below the low flammable limit. So when it is above the UFL, it is too rich, and when it is below the LFL, it is too lean. In order to discharge a CO2 portable fire extinguisher, the operator must first remove the locking pin. All of the following are part of the fire triangle except, well, fuel, oxygen, and heat forms the fire triangle. So electricity is not a part of it. So the answer is A, electricity. Question number 10. The number and type of hand portable fire extinguishers required outside and in the vicinity of a paint locker exit is 1B2, type B2, the same as the galley. What is generally accepted method of determining whether the atmosphere within a cargo tank is explosive, too rich or too lean to support combustion? Well, what do you use on board? You use an explosimeter. So that is the answer. Use an explosimeter. Question number 12. A flame screen. Well, what does a flame screen do? It permits the passage of vapor, but not of flame. 13th, before using a fixed CO2 system to fight an engine room fire, you must, well, what all you must do? You should secure the engine room ventilation, you should secure the machinery in the engine room, and you should evacuate all engine room personnel. Well, all of these are the requirement. So you'll select D, all of the above. Question number 14. The advantages of using an inert gas system on a tank vessel is that it provides tank atmosphere with low oxygen content. See, the question is similar. Two of the questions before also had the similar understanding. So if you understand that concept, you can answer three questions. And believe me, even in the exit exam, sometimes the questions are repeated in a different way, but they are repeated. Question number 15. The spread of fire is prevented by, well, it is prevented by removing combustibles from the endangered area. Question number 16. The required number and type of hand-portable fire extinguishers to be carried in the vicinity of the radio room exit for a tank vessel on an international voyages. Well, it is one type C2. Okay, type C2 because it is in the vicinity of the radio room. Question number 17. You're fighting a fire in the electrical switchboard in the engine room. You should use the power. You should secure the power, then use a portable carbon dioxide extinguisher. Okay, because it is an electrical switchboard. On cargo and miscellaneous vessels, what is not a required part of the fireman's outfit? Well, SCBA, that's a part. Rigid helmet, boots and gloves are a part. Flame safety lamp is a part. So what's not a part? It's combustible gas indicator. Question number 19. The required number and type of hand portable fire extinguishers for staterooms on cargo vessel is, well, none are required. Okay. The minimum concentration of a vapor in air which can form an explosive mixture is called the minimum. Okay. When it is the minimum, it is the lower explosive limit. And when it is the maximum, it is the upper explosive limit. What on your vessel shall the recharge for each self-contained breathing apparatus be carried? Oh, where on your vessel? Okay, so it should be carried in the same location as the equipment it reactivates. Okay, question number 22. Fire hose couplings. They are made of bronze, brass, or soft alloy metals. So that's the answer. Question number 23. Each hand portable fire extinguisher must be marked with, well, it should be marked with an identification number. Question number 24. The required number and type of hand portable fire extinguishers required for a galley having an area of 3,500 square feet is, well, it's 2 type B2 or type C2. Normally, the percentage of oxygen in the air is 21%. A squeeze grip type carbon dioxide portable fire extinguisher has been partially discharged. It should be labeled empty and recharged as soon as possible. Okay, do not do anything else. That's the answer. Labeled empty and recharged as soon as possible. Which extinguishing agent is most likely to allow reflash as a result of not cooling the fuel below its ignition temperature? Well, it's carbon dioxide. Question number 28. You are fighting a class B fire with a portable dry chemical extinguisher. The discharge should be directed at the seat of the fire starting at the near edge. Okay. This will be taught to you on the practicals if you conduct it in an MTI. They are supposed to teach you this during the practicals. After using a CO2 portable extinguisher, it should be recharged. Okay. To prevent the spread of fire by convection, you should close all openings to the area because otherwise the fire will spread. On an inspection of your tank ship, you notice that there are no portable fire extinguishers in the pump room. To comply with the regulations, you should arrange to have a B2 extinguisher placed in the lower pump room. Which type of portable lighting may be used to enter a compartment on a tank barge which is not gas-free? Well, the portable lighting should be an explosion-proof, self-contained and battery-fed lamp because you cannot have a switch to be connected, so you need a battery lamp. It should be explosion-proof and self-contained. Except in rare cases, it is important to extinguish a shipboard fire by removing the fuel. It is impossible because anything else like interrupting the chain reaction, removing the oxygen, removing the heat is possible on board. But removing the fuel is mostly an impossible way to fight fire on board vessels. A spark arrestor prevents sparks from getting out of an engine's exhaust system. Answer is C. A B3 foam extinguisher contains 12 gallons of foam. The only portable electrical equipment permitted in a compartment which is not gas-free is a lamp that is battery-fed, yes. Self-contained, yes. Approved explosion-proof, yes. So basically all of the above. See, now this question again is repeated, but in a different way. That's how they generally, if you know one concept, sometimes you can score 4 to 5 marks in this exit exam. Question number 37. You are underway when a fire breaks out in the forward part of your vessel. If possible, you should put the vessel's stern into the wind. A B2 fire extinguisher has a minimum capacity of, well, 10 pounds of dry chemical. What best describes for how long a gas-free test is good? Well, it is as good till for the instant that it is made. In the event of a fire, the doors to a stair tower must be closed to prevent the spread of fire by, well, it's not conduction, radiation, or ventilation, so it is convection. Which is true concerning immersion suits and their use. Immersion suits provide sufficient flotation to do away with the necessity of wearing a life jacket. So that's the answer, B. Guys, I'll be coming up with more videos, and if you have any suggestion on what topic should I make the video or which exit exam you're finding it hard, so please comment and I'll make sure that I make a video on this similar topic. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you pass your exit exams. All the best.